Hello, guys. I hope you're having a great day, and if not, we are here to make it happen, like to make it a better day. Today, celebrating Valentine's Day and like everything that has to be with it, we decided to make our perceptions of love, like talk about them and see how we feel about love and our thoughts about it. Like we haven't talked about this before, like Rene, Marianne, and I, because it's a topic that no one talks by its own. Like it doesn't come up like in a random conversation. And I think that it's a very interesting way to know how a person thinks and how it relates to other people. So yeah, you guys are gonna be able to know how we think and how we have an idea of love. So I hope you enjoy this episode.
I am Felipe.
I am Renee.
And I am Mariana.
We are fortunate enough to have studied abroad.
We face challenges to reach our dreams.
And like us, many others have taken the risk.
This space is for all of us to share our tales,
our experiences, and our victories.
This is our international path.
Felipe and I did some research for different types of love. So I was thinking I can talk about what I found first, which is the 5 love languages, which basically is like a very generalized category of love. For example, the first type of love is called quality time. So people whose primary way of receiving love, because it's mostly how you like to feel love. So when you're part of the quality time group, you feel and show love through the time you spend with people that you appreciate. So you would, instead of going on a work dinner or something, you would go and spend time with your partner or with your kids or with your best friend to show them that you care about them. There's another category called giving gifts. So it's not always like buying the most expensive thing, but like giving something that's valuable for you to someone else, so that they know that you are thinking about them and that you care. Another one is called acts of service. So doing things to help someone else that you love. So you would do the dishes when your partner is tired from a long day at work, or you would vacuum, you would make the bed.
Yeah, I'm not that one.
What?
I'm not that one.
I am that one.
and that's about. So the good thing about this is that it's not like you only belong to one group and you will always be in that group. It's more open, it's more fluid. So you could be more of something, like you can, like you could be more part of the access of service group, but also, like giving gifts or spending quality time with someone else. The other two that I missed were words of affirmation. When you enjoy telling people what you like about them, and you also like when people do that to you. And then the last one is called physical touch, and that is not like a very like an erotic way of touch. It's more like a caring way of touch, like a hug or like a kiss, or like just rubbing someone on their shoulder, or patting their backs when they're feeling sad.
I'm
not that one. Definitely not.
Yeah. So that there are tests online, and they tell you, oh, you're more of this group and like less of that group. But like we all in a way have qualities from each group. So it's kind of important for you to understand which one you are, so that when you're in a relationship, you can express how you feel love and how you're gonna try and show love, because sometimes it's not easy to tell. You know, sometimes you could spend hours in the kitchen for someone else, and then that person would be complaining because you never spend time with them, but you're actually doing something because you love them. So you need to have a talk with like your friends, your family, your loved ones to make it work.
Yeah, I think this is like very interesting, and I'm glad that nowadays we have like it's easier to know which are the different types of love, because before, I mean, I'm talking like if I'm like really old, but when we were younger, we didn't know these things, and like sometimes, as you said, Rene, we make or do say something thinking that we're like showing that person love, but in the end they don't feel loved at all. And
Mhm.
like, I don't know, like for example, I have like some friends or yeah, family that they come and hug, and they're more like the touchy type, but I'm not. So in my case, when a friend like comes directly and always like wants to hug or like saying really like lovey things, I feel like sometimes I don't know how to react. And I
That's why
know
she
it's love,
pepper
but
spray me. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
yeah, like what if someone sees me struggling with something, oh, let me help you out. Or hey, I see that you're tired. I brought you a coffee. Or let me take this for you. Like that's the way I feel appreciated the most.
That's cool.
Yeah. What about you,
Like,
Felipe? How do you feel
um,
appreciated?
wait, let me. I think that we should talk about this like later.
Oh yeah,
Like,
like because we can build on top of what you're gonna share,
yeah,
right?
like I
Yeah.
actually like I'm the kind of person that it's very touchy. Like, obviously, like with like not like going out of the boundaries. Like, I'm very careful with that. But like I don't know. I like to like hug and I don't know, like rub. I don't know. It's very weird, but like I'm that kind of person. But yeah, like in my research, like I found the 8 types of love by Robert Stenberg, and these ones are very interesting because it's like it's very dry. It's not like Rene's, where it's more like explaining how people interact when they are in love. Here it's like the types of love in society and how we interact with like all the levels of love that we can have with our individuals. So, yeah, I'm gonna tell like the 8 types. So the first one, it's non-love. That, as you can imagine, like you don't have love for anyone. It's like casual interactions, like when you go and I don't know, meet the cashier or something. Like you don't feel anything for that person, right? Or just the person that walks between you. Like you don't feel anything. The second one would be friendship, where you only have intimacy, right? Like you only tell secrets and stuff like that. Like you know things about that person, and you tell things about you to that person, right? Like that's intimacy. The third one would be infatuated love, that it's based in carnal desires. These ones are like hookups and just like when you are hot, when you are horny. Like they don't have any meaning. Like it's just like to fulfill your passion. But yeah, like that would be it. Like that's the infatuated love. The fourth one would be empty love. This one, it's when you are married to someone and the love just goes out, but you have to still be with that person because you are engaged, right? Like it's more like, I
Compromise.
mean, you're not engaged, but you are like in that contract, like social contract of a
Yeah.
marriage. Um, the fifth one would be the romantic one. This one, it's like the most beautiful. It's like the most normal one because it's like just having a boyfriend or a girlfriend, right? It's when you have physical and emotional connection with that person. So like you have your delicious time, and you have like just the normal beautiful conversation of the emotional level, right? Like it's beyond your friendship. The sixth one is companion in love. This one would be like literally your family. Like you have the same interactions, like they know about you, they know about your feelings, stuff like that, but there is never like the physical contact that you would have with your partner. The seventh one would be factuous, fat shit.
Factos. Factos.
factuous love. That this means there is no intimacy. So it's like when you get friend zoned, like you have, well, like not friend zoned, but it's like that special person that it's like your girlfriend or boyfriend, but you never get to be boyfriend or girlfriend. Like you never become
Like
a
just
partner.
super close.
Yeah,
right?
like super, super close. Like, have you guys ever been in that kind of relationship?
Like you're really close to that person, but you are not really like
Yeah,
together.
like when you are basically boyfriend and girlfriend, but you don't have like the physical contact.
Like Felipe and I.
No, don't say that. He's gonna be edited. No, don't say that. People are gonna delete. Yeah, don't believe that. But yeah, like it might happen. It's difficult to happen, but some people
Yeah,
are
I
happy
also
with
see
that. Like just having like it's the friend zone. To be honest, it's the friend zone.
Like what kind of love are you talking about? Is it like like relationship oriented or just
it's
in
almost
general?
like a relationship, but
but it's
like
not.
it never gets to be a relationship, like a romantic love, where you are emotionally and physically involved.
But yeah, because you can apply like most of them to different situations, friends. Because friends, you love them differently from family
Yeah, but that's the friendship love.
or from school.
It's different. Like it goes above love. It goes above friendship, but it doesn't get to relationship. You see what I mean? It's like your best friend, but like yeah,
Yeah, maybe
it's
there's
difficult
not like
to
the sex drive or anything. It's not involved, and maybe
yeah, maybe it's your ex, maybe, I don't know. No, it can't be your ex because you already had like physical contact.
yeah.
But yeah, it's like when you get friend zone, basically. Like you get to that point where you appreciate that person like a lot and you want to be like in a relationship, but it never gets there. So yeah. The last one is consummate love. That this one is the perfect love. Like you have intimacy, passion, commitment. You have everything, right? Like everything that is needed to be like a long-lasting relationship, right? Like it's where everyone complements each other. Like everyone brings like something to the relationship. But the thing is that this one is the most difficult to get and the most difficult to keep because like I don't know, we are like that. But yeah, I think that these are like the experts' opinions, like their takes in love. Like love, it's a topic that I think that everyone, it's very subjective. Like everyone has their own take in love. Like no one is gonna have the same one, right? So I think that it would be very interesting to know our perception of love. So yeah, who wants to go first?
Based on all of it, like everything we've been talking, right? Like
Yeah,
internal
like
and
just your perception of love. Like it can be like your relationship understanding of love, or just the basic, like the overall.
So do you want to go first, Felipe? Or do you want to go
Sure.
first, Mariana?
Okay, I'll go.
Okay.
My perception of love, for me, I think is to be there for the other person. I no longer think that it has to be like full passion in like for it to be love, but just that you decide to be with that person every day, and yeah, that you have this common goal and you both want to be together and you work together to make the relationship work. If that makes sense, yeah. And it's hard because you can't avoid having issues with a person, like you're gonna fight and maybe you would want to spend time alone or anything, but it's about understanding the other person and like mostly like co-living. So I see love that way. Like it's a person that you chose to continue your life with because you think that you both fit. And yes, I mean, I want to believe that it's like in the
Movies.
like in like in the books, and that you meet that person, and when you see them, you already know that's that person. But I think the older I get, I think it's harder for me to believe that that's gonna happen. Like, it's mostly like you have to know the person, and based on personality, decide if it's good for you or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like I kind of agree and disagree with you. Like in my opinion, I think that you don't choose who you like, and you don't choose who likes you. So it's like
Oh,
very,
yeah, of course.
yeah, like it's very
Yeah.
interesting, you know. Like I remember one time I was talking with my friends here in Canada about that. Like they were asking every one of my group of friends, like, "Oh, what's your type of girl?" and stuff like that, right? I don't know, like they were going one by one, and when like I had time to think about it, right? Because like I was thinking about like all the people that I've liked or like have been my girlfriends, and I noticed that I don't have a type. I mean, it's not like how to say it, like it's not like I don't know, like I like a certain kind of people, but it's not like it's my type, you know, like seeing all my girlfriends and the people that I've liked, like really liked, like have like feelings for them. It's not like my type, you know, like the people that I am like, damn, she's gorgeous, you know, like and it sounds mean, but it's not because when I fall in love, it's like damn, like I see them with another type of view, like it's like damn, like she's gorgeous just for how she is. Like for me, I don't know, like love it's more like team, like being a team with a person. Like actually, I don't know, like when you see that person, you just feel happier. Like it makes you, I don't know, feel happier than what you are. Like even if you are like in your happiest time, when you are with that person, it's like I feel way better, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like for me, it's like that. Like I don't know. Yeah, like
Yeah,
I feel
but
that it's very interesting, like how love works because you also like I don't think that we are meant to deal with love because we always want to be loved, but we also like how to say it? Let me put it in words. Mm, shit.
well, in the meantime, while you think, I wanted to
Yeah,
add on something that you said, that you don't choose, and sometimes you're like that you don't have a type as well. So in my case, I feel a bit like that too. Like sometimes you just see someone and you're like, wow, like he's good looking, or like that attraction. Like it's good to differentiate attraction from like actually falling in love, because you can be attracted
yeah,
to a lot of people, but actually loving and being in love with someone, that's a whole different thing. And that's also one thing, like I think you can love a lot of people in different ways, but at the same time it doesn't matter if when you're about to be in a relationship and they don't want to choose you. They can love you, but they can choose not to be with you, and that's the hard
yeah,
part.
yeah,
That's the sad part.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, for me, like when I've had like a relationship, like I know that like with that person, I'm like in a good team. Like we make a good team and we enjoy like our time together. Like I know that you're like in a good relationship when even if you are not talking, you're having a good time, you know? Like you just enjoy being with that person instead of like I don't know, I don't know how to put it in words. It's difficult. But like yeah, I'm a very romantic person as well. Like I don't know. What about you, Renee?
Uh, okay, so um, for me, love, it's it's more than um, it's more than just like a relationship kind of thing. I think love starts before any relationship, and it's weird. Like I always like to say to talk about love the way we 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 talk about it in Spanish. So there's two kinds of love in Spanish. So it could be querer, which is literally to want, and to love, like which is like amar. So the way I see it and I would explain it is that amar, to love, it's more powerful than querer, like to want, which is like I love you, but like in a lower level. And it's not bad. You can tell your friends, "Oh, I want you," like te quiero. It's like take care of something, you know. Like I do appreciate you. Um, but also I believe that um, love is more than just the purpose of love is to find a person. I think the purpose of love is to find yourself, and the people that you love will love you back and be there to back you up and help you, succeed and leave. That's one of the ways that I would put it. I'm trying to find this quote from one of my favorite movie TV shows. Um, so the show is called Merli, and it's about a philosophy teacher. Um, so I watched it in Catalan. So I'm trying to find like a Spanish translation or something.
I
But
remember you talked to me about that show that you really liked it.
yeah, it's like my favorite. No, Merli. I know you would love it too, Mr. Robot Felipe.
I haven't seen it.
But I know.
For me, like we're taking like Mariana's like when everything ends and stuff like that, or when love doesn't match, like when it doesn't, like when people don't feel the same. I don't know. I feel that like when I was younger, like for me, I don't know when you fall in love with someone and you are like in a relationship. For me, it was like, oh, I don't want this to end and stuff like that, right? Like it's a very childish way of thinking. But like
Mhm.
reading more stuff and like watching more movies and I don't know, like just living more life. Like I got to the point where I think that a relationship, like love, it's endless until it ends. Like when you're in a relationship, it feels endless, and you should see it like that, right?
Yeah.
Like you should see it as if as if it's never gonna end. But when it ends, it ends. Like you should let it go. If not, like you get very depressed and like I don't
Well,
know.
so that's part of the quote that I'm trying to find. So Merli talks about love, and he compares it to many different things, even to communism. But what I'm trying to say is that oh, I just found it. I literally just found it. He says, true love does not expect anything in return. Pure love consists in loving selflessly. This means that if we love a person, we cannot demand them to love us. We cannot give them any condition. Even we have to be willing to lose them. So loving, it's love to me, it's more than just trying to find a person, but trying to find yourself. So that's why I'm more like I completely forgot uh yeah the five love languages that I talk about. I forgot the name, but I'm more acts of service and giving gifts. To give. It's how I like to show love, and also how I prefer love to receive love more than gifts. Like acts of service, like help me or like do something that I don't expect. Um, so to me, love is like it's like that little help that you get by being with someone. So the way I would describe how I feel when I'm in love is, like butterflies and like adrenaline, my heartbeat rises. So it's more the fuel to keep going. And I find it with my girlfriend, with like friends. Like when we took the pause for like the podcast, I was like very like tired, and I was like, oh, maybe I don't want to do it again. But then Felipe and Marina are like, okay, when are we recording? And that it's like, okay, I want to do it. Like they like it, I like it. Like, but I'm saying like it, like want it in Spanish. Like lo quieren hacer ellos. They love the
What?
podcast. They
Yeah.
want to do it, and they like, and you like give me like the energy. Oh, okay, I kind of want to do it now. You know so it's more that thing that gives you like a push.
Nice.
Yeah, in that I gotta agree with you. Like I'm also more like an act of service and gift giving type of person. Like for example, right now I do it for my parents or for my sister. Like I don't know, I see they're tired or I go to the kitchen and I make some tea and I bring some tea with cookies for them, but also they do it for me from time to time. We don't tell each other every day that we love us, but we do that. We're like, oh, let me help you with this. Let me do that for you. And that's what I like people to do for me as well. And about the quote of loving selflessly and just like be willing to let go, like, yes, I don't have to agree on that. I mean, the part of also why I see love the way that I do is because like on my previous relationship, most of them have turned out to be long distance, which at first they weren't, but they just turned out to be eventually. And even though they're like, yeah, I love you, but just I can't, it's like, why does it doesn't matter if you say you love me if you just chose not to. Like you just gave up on us because we were like on a long distance, but we could have made it work. Even if it's for a while, we could have tried. They're like, no, there's no point. I'm like, okay. So you let go, like for
Yeah,
your own good and for the good for the other person, because you love them. You're like, okay, fine, I'll let you go.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
in the long
going
run,
back to like taking that idea and going back to what I was thinking previously that I couldn't like put it together. It's like we are not meant like we're not done like to like we can't process love properly because we always want to be the ones that are loving the most. Like you want to be the one in the relationship that it's like telling the other person like I love you more than you. Like we want to be loved, but we want to tell the other person I love you more. And when both people have the same issue, like both people want the same, like you break the chain, like you break love. Like it doesn't work because they are always competing for checking like who's the one that loves more. And at the end, like someone is like, eh.
I think
Like
that's
when
more
you
like a
start
cultural
feeling that,
issue.
I don't think, maybe.
Well, because we live in societies that are mostly monogamal, like when we practice only one, like two people per relationship.
Yeah, yeah,
So that's why it creates those things like, oh, I want to love you more, I want to love you more. But for what I've seen in people with polyamorous relationships, they have to battle the jealousy of, oh, they're spending more time together without me or whatever, to just understand, okay, I'll have my time. I cannot love you more. You don't love anyone more. It's just like love. Like it's hard for us to understand that because we're raised in a world where loving someone is you only can love strongly one person, and they want you to love that person until you die, pretty much. But I think there's options. Like you just have to like be open about it, right? And it's harder for like couples because both have to agree like in other people to include in the couple and whatever. So it just gets really crazy. So I think your point is valid, Felipe, but there might be other people that might think different. Like I agree with you with like I want to be more, I want to love you more, I want to do more, and the other person wants to do more, and then there comes the argument. But there might be other couples or people who think differently. That's what I'm just gonna say.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's very subjective.
Yeah.
Like everyone has a different way of thinking about love. Like even between the three of us, like we all have different. Like we didn't have the same perception of love, and we are only three people. Like in 50 people, it's gonna be like I don't have time to listen to 50 people. But yeah, like it's interesting. Like it's a very interesting like not job but like therapy. I don't know. Like it's not a job, but like it's a good experiment. Like just to hear the perception of everyone in love. Like just in everything, it's very interesting because even though we have the same background, like in Mexico, I think that because of our experiences, like Mariana having like friend relationships like that are like outside and stuff like that. I think that her experience is way different than our experience. Like I don't know if you had something similar, Rene. Like I've never had like only one time it didn't work. But yeah, like it didn't count, Like for me it didn't count because when I was with that person, it was more of a infatuated love. Like it was just carnal desires and that's it. Yeah, like
Fair.
I don't know, like every time that I fall in love with someone, like really, really fall in love, like it's something that I didn't plan, Like
Yeah.
because they usually like change between like as I was telling you, I don't have like a type. And I noticed it because like I was like, okay, this girl doesn't look like this girl. This girl, like even in personalities, they were kind of different. So it's very weird, Like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I do have, I mean, at the beginning, people used to tell me that I did have a type because the guy said I was like, in a way. And yeah, I think that's kind of true. Felipe is making fun of me, of course.
I'm sorry.
But like for example, I got a chance to have like my boyfriend when I was here in Mexico, and I didn't have plans to move at all, and it was like I think it's been my only formal relationship, and it was very different when I was abroad. And yeah, I think to fall in love, you also need time. You cannot only be like, oh yeah. Well, for some people might disagree. Like after a month, they'd be like, oh my God, I'm completely in love with that person. In my experience, it hasn't happened. Like it's just after a while, you're like, oh, I love the person. I love to spend time with them or like with him. But after some time, like I think when we were like 6 months or more time together, I was like, no, I think like I'm in love with him, And with other people, you're like, yeah, I love to spend time with them, and you love the person, but it's not like that deep to be in love and to love. I think it's different.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, like it's very easy for people like to fall in love with people that they work with because they spend so much time together. Like when you spend too much time together with a person, like I'm not saying that you fall in love with someone that you work with, but like when you spend too much time with a person and get to know them way better, like I don't know, you fall in love. I don't know, it's easier like to be
It's like
like
in
oh,
Spanish, querer, right? Like you start to want them to quererlos.
no,
Well,
because
there's
you
something like
can.
that.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, but
It's
like
like
it can.
love, but like in a lower level.
Yeah,
That's how I would put it.
well, like how I see it, it can go like it starts like when you become a friend, you start caring, like appreciate the person. But when you spend too much time with that person, it's easier to get it like to love, to actual love, you know, like to really, really appreciate that person because you spend so much time with that person and you start like appreciating the little things that she or he has. Like in my case, like I don't know, like when I have like a little relationship or when I have like a crush or like when I really appreciate someone, I notice like little details that for me it's like it's very weird because they vary between every person that I've been with. Like I don't know, little scars, I don't know, little beauty marks, stuff like that. That I don't know, I just really like them, and it's like, oh, this is cool. Like I don't know why. I don't know why I notice that little details, but for me, it's
Yeah.
like I like them. It's like how to say it? How to put it in words? It's like a cherry in the cake. Like for me, it's like this makes this person like interesting. You know, like even if it's like a little scar or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, and
And
it's
and
creepy, but I
and
like
that
it.
that's what I meant by love is not only to find that right person, but you can like love other people, and like that's what I meant by being like the fuel. Like as you said, you start working with someone and then you get used to them, you know them, and then you start to love them. Because I'd say falling in love is the feeling, and love would be the decision. You know, like you fall in love with someone, you start liking it, but some people like fall in love and they're like, yeah, I don't like this, so they leave. But when you actually love someone, even if it's not like a relationship, you decide to do like the work with them, to keep going, to finish the job or something. That may be like the best way to put what love, like the action of love is, not the feeling.
Yeah, exactly. That's like mostly what I said at the beginning of the podcast. That is like a decision you make. Like, I wanna be with you every day. I wanna love you every day. And you start noticing those small things. And
Do
like,
you do you guys have that thing as well? Like you notice those little things, like just remember
um,
them or stuff like that?
maybe,
Or
like,
am I the only crazy guy here? Like I don't know why for me it's like that little thing because it's not like something sexual. Like it's not crazy. Like this. No. It's like no, like it's just like I don't know. I notice it and it's like damn, this is cool. You know, like I don't know. It's like a little secret. I don't know. For me, it's like that. Like a little design in that person.
in my case, I think I start appreciating more everything that they do, or like their way of doing things. I like start paying more
Mhm.
attention to that. Oh, the way they walk, or the way they speak, or when
Mm.
they are looking at you and you see that, oh, they are like really paying attention, and the look that works.
Yeah, that's cool. Like I like that. Like everyone of us like have like different perceptions.
Yeah.
Um, like we could talk about it. Who knows? Maybe our listeners are gonna put like some comments and stuff like that. Like let us know what is your take on love, and who knows? We might read it. I don't promise
No.
anything. If it's interesting, we might read it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No, we'll read everything.
well, Renit's gonna
Of
read
course.
everything.
We are
I'm kidding.
going.
We're gonna read everything.
Yeah. YouTube, Instagram, even Facebook for the grandmas and aunties that use
Yeah,
it.
and I mean, this is like a new entry in our podcast. Like it's a new type of um, pacing. Like we're
Mhm.
gonna start making more of these episodes. Like this one, it's the first one we do, and it's a hard topic. It's love. Like it's very universal, you know. Um, we are thinking about keep doing this, keep, um, but like with different topics like dreams. What else? What else did we say? Um,
There's so much.
I can't remember right now, but we'll let you guys know. Like,
yeah,
we'll be
yeah.
Yeah.
updated on the
Let us
topics.
know what you guys want to hear. Like it's more like to have a little discussion and stuff like that of
Yeah.
like very basic topics like food, how we treat food nowadays, and our perception on it.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, and we can create like a little debate so that everyone participates, like in our little community of 5 people. I'm kidding.
No, it's not 5 people, Frank. Even
Yeah,
if
I'm
it
kidding.
were, we still love our
Five.
followers.
Yeah, I mean, like if they are 5, if they are 50, if they are 1,000, I don't care. Like the point is like just to have like a little conversation, and so that you guys can like know us better, like in a more humane way, not like just the guys that speak in the radio or like in the podcast. Like
Online.
you guys can actually know how we think and how we feel about things, and be like, hey, I think like Felipe, or hey, I think like Rene or Mariana.
Or
Actually,
I completely disagree with everyone. I think this, and then you can let us know what you think.
yeah. Unless you are like trying to cancel us or something like that, like just chill. But yeah, I hope you had a great time. I hope that
You learned.
at least we made you have a little laugh or something. But yeah, in our next episode, we're gonna be reviewing a movie. I will let you know in our stories on Instagram and Facebook to decide which movie we are gonna talk about, so you can watch the movie before we make the review. And yeah, I hope you have a great week. And bye bye.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.